guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be a brand new tag that I'm creating. I am calling it the AuthorTube Pick-Me-Up Tag. I've been wanting to do this tag for so long, and I just thought now would be the perfect time because there's been a little bit more negativity than usual around the community lately, and I notice also a lot of people are in writing slumps. I don't know if it's just that time of year, but I thought this would be the perfect time to try to just sprinkle in a little more positivity. The purpose of this tag is exactly what it sounds like, just to give yourself a little bit of a pick-me-up. Because honestly, just like with most creative endeavors and projects, writing is hard, and it is draining and discouraging and really challenging at times, and there are so many lows, and sometimes it's hard to pick yourself back up from those. And I know that I've experienced my fair share of this, and I'm sure that everyone out there can relate. So this tag is going to have a lot of different questions that are just kind of made to be a nice little pick-me-up, and I'm hoping that by making this video, it'll be something that I can maybe rewatch when I'm just feeling really down and low and discouraged, and just remind myself that I am not the world's worst writer and I love writing, and just to remind myself about all of that. So that is why I'm making this tag. There's also going to be an extra challenge in this of when you're answering the questions, no buts and no negativity. I know that being positive is really difficult sometimes, and I know that I at least have a habit of, if I say something good about myself, there's always either a but afterwards or I have to add something I'm bad about. And that's something that I know that I need to work on to, I don't know, just bring out more positivity in my life. But I find so often I'll say like, oh, I'm really good at X even though I'm not so good at Y, or something along those lines. So the challenge of this is going to be no buts, no negativity. Just a nice, happy, positive pick-me-up. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. Question number 1, talk about friends you've made through writing. Writing can be a very lonely activity. It's for the most part pretty solitary. So I think it's important to remember friends that you've made through writing. This can be online friends, AuthorTube friends, real life friends, any connections that you've made or people that you've grown close to because of writing. For this one, I'm gonna go with my in real life friend. His name is Tony, and he is my writing buddy. I've mentioned him before. We've been friends for, I think, 7 years now. We used to work together, and we met and became good friends, and basically, both of us suck at being social. We're both not very good at staying in touch with people, so now that we don't work together anymore, we have a tendency to go months and months without speaking, and that's just because that's how we are. We're just not good at keeping in touch with people. But every single NaNoWriMo and Camp NaNoWriMo, we always get together a couple times throughout the month and write together, and it's nice to know that even if we'll sometimes go through periods that we don't really talk very much and we don't get to hang out for stretches at a time, it's nice to know that there's always going to be something just around the corner to bring us back together again. And we just have so much fun writing together, and he's been such a great support. Even outside of writing, he has been such a great friend, one of my closest friends for sure. I know that he always has my back, and I really don't know if we would be as close of friends as we are if it wasn't for writing. Question number 2, what's the nicest compliment you've ever received about your writing? Now, this can be either like the nicest thing someone's ever said or just the thing that's meant the most to you. And for me, that would be when I let Tony read my first book, On Fear's Air, and he told me how much he liked it, and I can't remember what exactly he said. Like, I think he just said that it was a really fun book and he enjoyed reading it. But it was the first time that I've ever let anybody read anything that I wrote, especially my first novel, and I was just so scared to let someone else read it because I'm still pretty insecure when it comes to my writing, and I'm sure so many other people can relate to that. But yeah, it was just that, you know, I let somebody in for the first time and it was positive, and I don't know, I just found like that just meant so much to me, and I still think about it all the time, and it's definitely helped me be a little bit less insecure about my writing and a little bit more willing to share things with people. Question number 3, what is your favorite AuthorTube video you've made? I think this would definitely have to be the Mulan parody that I did a couple weeks ago, I'll Make a Book Out of You. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up above, but it's basically just a song parody of I'll Make a Man Out of You about the ups and downs of revisions, and it was just so much fun to make, and the reception was just really positive and just meant a whole lot to me. So I definitely think that video is always going to have really strong, happy emotions tied to it. Question number 4, when or why did you fall in love with writing? I would say that I really fell in love with writing in 2013. That was the year that I discovered NaNoWriMo, and that's when I really became more serious as a writer, and it's when I first started kind of realizing the writing community. Like, I liked writing before that, but it just added so much more to the writing experience, and I think that having a specific goal and the motivation that I needed and the community and the support, and it opened up my eyes to so many new things that I definitely think that NaNoWriMo 2013 was when and where and why I fell in love with writing. Question number 5, what is your favorite thing you've ever written? And this can be either your favorite story, your favorite scene, your favorite character, whatever you want. For me, I think I'm gonna go with my current work in progress because this is the most story I've ever written. If you don't know, I'm about to start draft 3, and I don't know, it's really coming together and I'm really excited about it. I don't know, I might change my mind by the time I start writing it again and I get back to the harder part of writing, but right now I'm excited about it and I love it. I think specifically my favorite part of it is the plot twist, or like the scene where the characters find out the plot twist. I think is my favorite thing I've written so far, because I just find like the tension in that scene is really well done and I like the build up to it, and I think it's one of my favorites. So yeah, can't tell you specifics because it's the plot twist of my work in progress, but that scene is my favorite thing I've written so far. Question number 6, what is your favorite part of writing? I'm kind of tied for this one. I would say either concepts or plot twists, but usually I think of both at the same time. But I just find it so fun thinking up concepts. Like, I could spend so much time just thinking, oh man, what if this happened, or what would this plus this equal, or like, I don't know, just thinking of concepts and coming up with questions is so much fun to me, and it's definitely one of my favorite parts. And I really like having a story and then thinking like, okay, have this idea, how can I mess with it? So I definitely think that's my favorite part. It's a lot of fun, and there's so much freedom in it because the story isn't made yet, so you can do anything you want to, and I just find that part so exciting and so fun. And I don't know, even if I never end up writing those stories, because let's face it, I have way more ideas than I have time to write, but just thinking of ideas and just brainstorming and daydreaming, that's definitely my favorite part of the process. Question number 7, what is your strongest skill as a writer? I think that as of right now, what I'm strongest at is outlining. For me and for my writing style, the way I outline really suits me. I think that I have a very good balance of structure and plot points, but also enough room to like wiggle around and come up with ideas. And I'm one of those people that I'm the most creative while I'm outlining. I know some people are more creative while they're actually doing the writing. For me, when I'm doing the actual writing, I think I kind of get almost bogged down by all the little things, but when I'm outlining, I'm stepping back and I'm looking at the big picture all at once, and that's really when I get like my most creative ideas and when I kind of like see the big picture the best. So I think that outlining is really my strongest skill, and honestly it's a lot of fun for me too, so I'm gonna go with outlining. Question number 8, tell us something you're proud of. This one, hands down, is going to be finishing an entire book. My first book, On Fear's Air, was about 450 pages, and first of all, I was just proud and excited that I finished a story, but the specific thing that really just made me so much pride was the length of it. And I know that it's more about quality than about how long of a book you can write, but for me, up until then, I tended to either not finish a project or kind of rush the ending just to get it over with. But for that one, I worked on it the whole way through, and I put time and effort into it the whole way through, and the fact that I came out of it with a book the length of a real book, because this wasn't just a story I typed on my computer anymore, this was now a book, and that's one of the reasons why I got it printed, was just so I could see like, not only did I write a story, I wrote a novel. And I'm not saying that short stories and novellas aren't also something to be proud of, because they definitely are, but for me, the length was really important to me because it just, I don't know, it made it real in a way. And it's kind of hard to explain because the length of a book has nothing to do with its quality, but it was the moment that made it feel real to me, if that makes sense. So finishing my first book and having it be as long as it was, I don't know, it made everything feel real and exciting, and it was a very, very proud moment. Question number 9 is to give yourself a pep talk. If it makes it easier, you can pretend that you're giving it to somebody else, or you can give it to a pet, but honestly, this question is what really inspired me to make this tag, because I've been wanting to kind of film a pep talk for myself as something to look back on when I'm feeling down and discouraged. And I know this is going to be awkward, but do it for your future self. Okay. I probably should have scripted this part. This is kind of awkward. Okay, to start. Okay, so you are probably feeling low and discouraged and unmotivated right now with your writing. But I just wanted to tell you that you got this. You can do this, and I believe in you. Because you've already done this before. Like, you've written an entire novel. More than once. Like, take a second to realize how awesome that is. Like, you wrote a friggin' novel. You wrote an entire book. Like, how cool is that? How many people can say that they wrote a book? And it doesn't matter that right now you might be feeling like that book was garbage and no one's ever gonna read it. That part doesn't matter, because you can always edit it afterwards. You can always make something better afterwards. But you wrote it, and that in itself is something to be proud of and something to celebrate. And I'm proud of you, and I think it's awesome. And just remember that you've done it before, you can do it again, and everything you write, whether or not it turns out the way you want it, you're learning something. And you're just learning things and getting better, and you're just improving, and that is so awesome and so exciting. So I want to tell you not to give up. As long as you're enjoying writing, and as long as writing is feeling satisfying and bringing you joy, keep writing, because remember that you love this. And remember the feeling that you get when you finish a story, and how amazing that feels, because that is one of the best feelings in the world. When you're finishing a story and you put so much work and heart into it, and sure, while you're writing it, sometimes it sucks, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you want to give up, and I know that. But don't give up, keep writing, take a break if you need to, that's okay. But you got this, and never think that you can't do this, because you can, you can do it again. There are so many people out there who believe in you and who will cheer you on, and there is such an amazing writing community out there for you to join, and so many other people that are going through the same thing as you. You're not a bad writer because you're struggling right now. And even if you write something that's not good, that doesn't mean that you're not a good writer. It just means that this is a draft and not a finished project, and that's okay. That's part of the process. But don't get down on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up because this isn't perfect. Because first of all, nothing is perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect book, and that's okay. But what matters is that you're learning and you're trying and you're having fun. So don't give up. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. You got this. I believe in you, and just remember how far you've come and how much you've improved already. And if you need to, come into this room, come into the library, and look on the shelf, like right here. These right here, those are your books. You wrote those. Like, that's badass, okay? Like, you are a badass because you are a writer, and that is damn hard, and you are sticking with it, and that is amazing. And it is a hard skill that you are working on, and you are trying to improve yourself, which is never an easy thing, but you keep pushing on, and that is impressive, and that is amazing, and I want you to keep doing that and keep writing, and someday you're gonna look back at this project that right now you might be hating, but eventually you're gonna finish it, and you're gonna look back on it and love it. And even if this project isn't the right one for you, and even if you don't finish this project, you're gonna learn something through this project, because you're gonna learn something in everything you write. And maybe it won't always be an easy learning experience. Maybe sometimes you'll learn that you hate some part of the process, but everything you write will make you a better writer for next time. And one day you're gonna be holding a book in your hands that you are so proud of. And all of the hardships and everything that you felt and all of the troubles you had would have brought you to that moment. And everything you do is pushing yourself forward to that goal. So you will get there eventually. Don't lose hope. I believe in you. You got this. Whew. And question number 10 is to tag people. Now, obviously, I want to spread the positivity, and I think that, I don't know, I found this tag really therapeutic in a way, and I really think that this is going to be really helpful for me in the future. So I honestly want everybody to do this tag. So everybody is tagged. But I am going to also tag some specific people, some AuthorTube friends that I have, and some people that I know enjoy doing tags. I am tagging my friends Evie, Jasmine, RaiBShaw, Rebeccah Rodriguez, SAVY, and Vanessa at A World of Words. I'm going to leave them linked down below, but obviously if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. If you do this tag, please comment down below or tag me on Twitter. I would love to see your videos and what you come up with for the answer, and I just want to see the positivity. That's what I want. I just want all of the positive vibes going around, and yeah. So that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, usually reading and writing related. And I've also recently joined Twitter, so feel free to follow me at @Tabuggy. I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!